Oh
Now you should be able to hear me.
no! Oh
Hello, everybody. So sorry about that. It wouldn't be a stream on this channel if I actually had all my shit working right off the jump. But yes, welcome into the first little bit of Growing of the Dim. And we'll do a quick recap in just a second, but first we're going to get to our players, and everyone's going to say who they are and who they're playing. And we'll start with Chris.
Well, hello. My name is Omnis. I am uh, a he/him who is playing a character by the name of Virgil, mm, should we say, a wandering man who tends to keep himself out of trouble, but when he can't, is often vicious. He's also a he/him.
And next we've got Becca.
Hello, I'm Becca. I'm currently trying out using any pronouns. We'll figure it out. And I'm currently playing Genevieve Roy, who uses she, her pronouns and is the kind of distant town widow.
And next we've got B.
Brandy B. I use she, they pronouns. I'm playing Miss Ivy Bradford, uses she, her pronouns, a singer from a little bit of everywhere.
And finally we've got Max.
Hello, I am Max. I use he, they pronouns. I am playing Jasper, a horse trainer slash caretaker who was going to be a he, him, but then Anita christened him also a he, they.
I mean,
Uh,
I can always fix
which,
the overlay.
no, to be honest, I wanted to make him a he, they, and then I was like, no, that's too much like me. And then you did it, so I was like, this is my excuse.
Meant to
Assigned
be.
he, they by DM.
GM assigned he, they.
Assigned PC at birth.
I love it.
But hello, I'm also your GM, Anita. My pronouns are she, they, and I play a cavalcade of characters that one would find around the town of Palomino and its surrounding environs. And yes, without further ado, does anybody want to give me a quick recap for this, or is it a one, two, three, not it scenario?
I can do it.
Sure.
So we started with the individual character things, and so Virgil and Ivy were coming in on the carriage or caravan, whatever you want to call it. Jasper was on a horse ride at the sunrise, and Genevieve was bickering with her dead spouse. Everybody ended up at the Six Dice Saloon together, in which we, after briefly being acquainted, were told that something weird was happening in the salt mines, which are owned by Genevieve slash Genevieve's family. We were asked to go check it out for our particular skills. We went up there. I started rolling really bad. This is what I remember most vividly is when I started rolling really bad. We went into the mines. We started hearing some noise, which is something that we had heard about. Like there was like some kind of presence, but no one to see. We saw footprints that like went in and hadn't gone out yet outside. And then there was a door that wasn't on the floor plan that showed up. And there was knocking coming from the inside of it. And that's kind of where we left off.
And yeah, I think that's a pretty accurate summation of everything that happened. You were given a job by the local sheriff to help to sort of investigate what was going on in this mine, the strange voices and the lights coming from the hills.
And there was a post-credit scene where it was revealed that they were the ones that sent us, knowing that things were really bad
They
for
might have
I
us.
set
forgot
they
about the
might have
post
set you
credits.
they might have set you up.
Yeah, shame on
Hmm.
them.
You have
I
to
don't
support women's
know.
rights and women's wrongs.
We
Yeah.
do.
And
Yeah.
mm-mm.
Support
Don't you
women's
go.
wrongs too.
It's true. So the group of you find yourselves now in this mine, this sort of open area of mine. with the door in front of you. There's the knocking, and then just as quickly as it
Right.
started, it stops and goes silent.
From what I remember, we had to make some rolls to be uh
Oh, yes, that's
to
right.
I'm
test
stunned.
ourselves.
You're stunned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
a little bit.
recall Virgil just being unbothered.
That's our Virgil.
Mm-hmm.
It's just some knocking. He doesn't
Good
quite
thing.
understand.
So the group of you, uh, let me just grab also the character keeper that we've got
Oh,
here
yeah,
for
and we all have
this.
some stress. I
We
forgot
do
about
all
that's
have
why
some
we had to
stress,
Yeah,
roll.
so
we
that
do
Yeah.
is
have two
why you had to
stress.
roll.
Oh, right, our characters. Yes, yes.
For those of you who
Yeah.
are unaware, we are playing the Abyss system, which is it's kind of like a twist on a PBTA game. So it is 2d6 at the baseline. I think there are things that would allow you to roll 3 possibly, but yeah. And you all took a little bit of stress from the sound of this knocking in this strange place. A few of you were unbothered. A few of you felt your will might have uh, crumbled just a little bit. And some of you stood strong against whatever was at the other side of the door. But the knocking has stopped. The body remains.
Right. Well, is there a problem with me opening the door?
Uh, I can't see how there wouldn't be some kind of problem behind that door.
It's, it's just a door. The knocking stopped.
It's a magical door that isn't attached to any walls.
I agree that there will certainly be a problem behind the door, but unfortunately, we were sent here to handle said problem. That being said, I wish I had a better weapon on me.
Virgil would like to walk over towards the door and just investigate the outside of it.
Sure thing. Can I get an observe test from you? This is 2d6 plus your study.
Did we ever ID the body? Was that a thing we did last session?
I was gonna do that, and then the knocking started,
yes,
and we all had
yes.
to make rolls. So now that nothing is immediately coming through, we can maybe take care of that.
Mhm.
Your boy got a 7.
7.
Poor.
So
Poor
this
result.
poor result. So you can bargain to get a fair result, but unfortunately, there's not much that you're able to sort of notice. It looks like a very plain. It is a carved wooden door. Quite nice. It looks like some kind of mahogany. It's just what you can get with your senses.
Yeah, I think it's perfectly in character for Virgil to not bargain for this one. It's just a door. Nothing's wrong with this thing.
And you look around to the other side. There's nothing behind it, just standing there.
Oh, so there's actually nothing behind it. So it's just not attached to anything.
No, it's just a floating door.
Yeah.
So is there a corridor beyond?
No. You're in an open room. This door is so there's the open room, there's the body, there's the door that is just it's sort of almost in the center of the room.
Mhm.
There's just a little bit of open space behind it, but it's just a flat back. There's nothing like it. There's no other side to no extra handle.
Huh.
Can I get everybody to make an observe test very quick?
Oh no.
Absolutely.
Do you want me to make one again, or I'm just
I think you're just kind of at this. This is
chilling out? Yeah.
you're just chilling.
Observe is study.
Study, yes.
Is
Two d
that
six
right?
plus study.
Okay.
I got a 14.
Oof.
I rolled so bad. I rolled snake eyes.
Oh, you roll doubles?
Oh, 11.
I also did roll doubles, yes.
That's the first time I've ever rolled snake eyes with these dice. I think this is the first time I've ever rolled snake eyes on stream.
So Genevieve, you got a 14, and
Yes.
Ivy, you got what was that again?
11.
An 11. Okay, so both so
Mhm.
fair and a strong result. I'll start with Ivy. Ivy, from there are sort of branching there's a branching sort of mine like system. There's tunnels going off in different directions. First thing that you begin to hear is this sort of shuffling sound, the scraping, shuffling sound coming from one of the hallways. You're not quite sure which one just yet. Genevieve, you hear a little bit more. You hear that same scraping slash shuffling sound, and you're able to sort of pinpoint that it's coming from a few of the different tunnels, and it's getting closer. And then you all hear this strange, unearthly howl. Like a disembodied, almost not quite a dog, not quite a cat. This yowl come from deep within the tunnels.
Okay.
I mean, well, in some kind of circumstance, so either we're going through the door or we're getting out of the mine.
You all look towards the sound, and when you
Yeah.
look back towards the door is gone.
That answers that question, doesn't it?
Well,
The body remains,
this
but the door is gone.
this might be something that can be handled. I'm gonna move toward it.
Towards the sound?
Hmm.
Okay.
I have my fist balled up and I pulled out a pair of brass knuckles and slipped them on my hands.
All right, sounds good. I will also let Becca.
Hi.
You can ask questions if you like, and B, you can also ask questions.
Are there a particular question? I have
Yes.
to look at the
So
actual
if you go
list.
if you go to
Ay,
the
ay, ay.
moves under observe,
Yes,
there are
yes.
sample questions that you can ask.
Yes,
So you can
yes,
ask
yes.
one from the list below. You can get +1 when you act on the answer. You can also bargain for a strong result. Or you can assist a friend in give that friend +1 forward on their an appropriate roll.
Okay. B, do you want to go first or do you want me to?
Hmm. Go ahead if you have an idea.
I mean, I would like to just flat out know who this dude is. If he is a recognizable person from
Absolutely.
yeah.
Um, you actually you do recognize this gentleman. This is Cliff Stansley.
Cliff Stansley. What a guy.
And he
Was
is a
Cliff
member
Stansley,
of the
right?
Cast Iron
Yeah.
Gang.
It,
Okay.
from forever ago.
Yep. You remember him coming into town a couple times before they got run out.
Run out.
Run
he
out
looks
by the local sheriff.
yeah, run out.
Hmm.
Right. Okay.
And other than the 7 daggers sticking out the back, he looks fine.
Yeah. I
Other
mean,
than the fact he's dead.
Other than the fact he's dead and like,
Has 7
okay.
weird-looking daggers sticking out of his back.
All right. Great, 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 great. Cool, cool, cool. Love that information. Not stressed about that.
Uh-huh.
Um,
So you got 3 questions.
yeah, so I got two more. Um, I get which of like the do I know like which of the tunnels the specific like Yowlane was coming from and like what is down that general direction?
It's coming from several of them.
Several of them. Is it multiple yowls or is it echoing like it's from somewhere deeper?
It sounded, the strange howling sounded like it was all done simultaneously, but by different creatures, so they almost overlapped.
All right. That's fun. I don't know how many questions that counted as.
I'll say that's 2.
Great. Um, blood was trailing into the thing, into the door, but the door is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Body's on the floor.
Bodies, they're still
Where
there. Daggers are
are,
still in the back.
would the footprints that led us into here, are there no more like footprints? Like did footprints like continue into this room? And did they just kind of cease around this body if there were?
Um, if there were more people in this mine,
Yeah.
you don't see the footprints from them. You see like a
Okay.
lot of footprints sort of congregating around this area, but
And then they just all
as to where they
no
went,
no leaving.
no, they didn't leave.
The footprints basically end in a circle around the body.
Yeah.
Hate that. Hate that information. Thank you so much. That's my
And a
three.
few of them do sort of overlap on each other.
That makes sense.
All right.
Okay.
B, you muted.
Miss Ivy is going to she turned is kind of after snapping out of that whatever it was, she's gonna kind of turn and she's going to give an assist to her good friend uh, Jasper or Virgil. And then you can then Omnis, you can take a +1 forward on your next turn for an appropriate roll, and it's an observe. So like maybe, by Ivy kind of looking out, that'll help you on whatever shenanigans you're about to
Ivy
get
can
up to.
shout a warning against an attack or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So, Virgil, you sort of stand at like there's this offshoot where there's almost 3 tunnels that branch off. There's one going straight, and then there's 2 sort of off the side, in like almost a Y with an extra prong. Um, and you can hear the sounds of this scuffling beginning to move closer through these tunnels towards you. And
There's
that
more than one of them.
there's this with in addition to that initial howl you hear, you now begin to hear this almost sounding like an inverted, like yipping noise that dogs do.
Coyotes.
Kind of like coyotes, but not quite.
Okay. Virgil, after hearing that, like hearing the like the cries, had put on his brass knuckles. Uh, then he thinks for a moment. It's like, maybe these may not be the tool for the job. So he puts them back in his pocket and instead pulls out a small knife.
Okay.
Might be better, just a little bit more for carving. And he stands pretty much in front of everyone else, and he is just waiting. The moment that he if something runs out at him, he is going to stab it, especially if it's four-legged.
Well, I've got news for you. It's not four-legged. You begin to see little pinpricks of light coming from down these caverns.
Oh no.
As they begin to sort of almost float and move towards you. You realize that they're not insects, they're eyes. Golden eyes reflecting whatever light you have in this darkened cavern, what little light comes from outside. And you see skittering on the walls and from above, you see they look almost dog like, but not quite. Their forms are too gaunt and thin, almost like dogs with no muscles. They move unnaturally along the tops of this cavern towards you and skitter up and into this cavern space up onto the roofs. And one of them jumps down, attempting to attack you. Since you are prepared for this, I will allow you to make an elude to try and dodge this one jumping at you from the roof. There are about 5 of these strange devil dogs.
Devil
Okay.
dogs.
As this sort of maw opens up with rows of sharp teeth.
I'm pretty sure that in Virgil's time wandering and doing the odd jobs that he does, he has not seen something like this. Something that blurs the line between natural and things that should not be. I'm not sure if he would decide to evade, but instead kind of immediately try and hit it instead.
Okay. Thrash? That sounds like you're using physical strength and endurance to solve a problem.
Yeah, I could do that.
So that's a 2d6 plus might.
Yeah, because otherwise I would just use one of my powers for it. 2d6 plus might.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 9.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
You can bargain to get a fair result, or you can carry +3 to your next attack against this target this scene.
But don't forget you have the +1 from Ivy.
Oh,
too.
yes,
Did
you
get
do.
that?
So if you got a 9, then
Oh,
you
so
got a
10.
10.
Okay. So Ivy looking out for me.
Ivy sees these before you do, and yells at you to look out. And you explain to me what you do, and then let me know which on the list you get to choose, which on the list for fair you'd like to choose.
When it comes to the results, let's see. So, if I'm attempting to thrash, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where is this list? I want to see the list.
Okay, so it's in our character keeper under moves. If you scroll down to where it's orange, it says
Okay, yeah, I see it.
thrash,
Okay.
and it says elude.
Let's see. I think this I want to overpower. So I want, like, whatever this thing is, like, I want to see it coming thanks to Ivy's call out and gently move out of the way.
Okay.
And then put my dagger like right where its mouth is and try and close it with it.
Okay, sounds good. Also, don't forget that if you roll poorly, you can spend a foil to describe some of your backstory, and then you can re-roll one of your re-roll your last roll with 1d6, just so you know.
Yes. Do let me know if this is, because I see this is a basic move, and I do also have my powers available.
You do have your powers available, yes. So for
Okay.
now, are you going to what are you choosing to do again?
I'm going to overpower it to basically like stop it from being able to bite.
Okay. Can someone remind me, because overpower looks like it's something specific in the meta of this game.
I mean, if not,
So
I
it's
could just cause
overpower a
fair
fair
damage also.
challenge. Yeah, you know what? I'd say you overpower it, you sort of jam your knife into the mouth and close it, and it stops and sort of turns to dust.
I see. Well, they don't have forms, and I'm going to take a step back to like try and help defend the others.
And you see that dust almost move like a shadow across the floor and then reform and congeal, but it's like it looks like it's almost having a hard time keeping itself together.
Hmm.
Hmm.
What do y'all do?
They're still like charging us, the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay. I mean, I guess I'm gonna try to figure out this my character. I'm going to invoke an attractor that draws harm towards me.
Okay.
Um, yeah. It's my magnet thing where they like to attack me and then at the last second they can't.
Okay, sounds good.
That, yeah.
Uh, roll what you need to roll. Let's see
I
your power
don't
dice.
I d Here's the thing. I mean, sure. I don't know if it is because it's just the thing that's under magnet.
Um,
I I'm guessing it's okay because it's similar to what mine is.
Mhm.
So see mine, it says for the mindfulness, any result you can use the mindfulness to be a target of an attack. And I need to get mindfulness
Okay.
by something. So I think that's the same thing. You're recognizing a friend is as a target of a natural attack, and you can declare. So that's what's pulling it
Okay.
towards you,
Okay.
is
Heard, heard,
declaring
heard.
yourself to be the target.
if
Yeah.
you are also using your magnet powers,
Yes.
you should start with two fewer dice. Two power dice. You can roll fewer dice if you want. You can even roll no dice at all.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, if I'm just trying to get a 0, then I won't do anything, but if they're not currently attacking anyone.
um, okay, yeah. So any result when a friend of yours is the target of supernatural attack, you can declare yourself one. Um, okay,
But I
absolutely.
don't know how to make something my like attractor, which is like a main thing but all my powers use.
You just declare it, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want
Hmm.
one of those dogs to be attracted to you,
Oh, wait, my +7 is invoke your attractor upon yourself.
There you
and then you
go.
can ask a question. You can also
That's
inflict
not.
damage on them if you roll well enough to it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, those are cool.
and you can ask questions as well.
Okay. So am I rolling dice to declare an attractor, yes or no?
Yes.
Great. And I don't add anything to this?
So it's 2d6, and then
Yeah.
I don't think you add anything to it, no.
Nope.
Heard, heard, heard. So I got a 6, so I guess I will just if I'll take the providence of my next move as a magnet power, I'll take 1d6 forward.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Just to kind of prep for them all.
For the next thing.
Mm-hmm,
One of the beasts sort of comes up from the wall and like begins to sort of stalk you and eye you down from the shadows.
mm-hmm.
Um, and that's going to be your turn. Who would like to go next? You can always popcorn it if you feel like you're setting someone else up for another move, or vice versa. We'll be loosey goosey. There's no real initiative with this.
I think I'm the only one who hasn't gone.
Yes, Jasper.
So I'm not really sure what else I can do other than like attack them. Uh, I I would love to. You said they're kind of like bony, like
Yeah,
bony ish.
yeah, they are.
If I can, I have that. Uh, Ivy and Jasper picked up like mind picks on the way in last time. I know
We
we
did.
specifically mentioned
Mhm.
Yes,
that.
you did.
I would love to Steve Harrington it and swing right at one.
Heck yeah. So one of them is going to sort of try and leap towards you. Make me a thrash uh, to try and solve this with
Is that
some
with
violence. That's with might.
might? Okay.
Using physical strength or endurance to solve a problem. 2d6 plus might.
Oh my god. Goodbye, bullet dice. I can't believe it. It's I still got a 7, but I'm not happy with them, so they're going away.
Okay.
Bye.
So you can carry +3 forward to your next attack, or you can bargain to get a fair result. Or, if you like, you can also foil.
What does
You can spend one
Oh,
foil
I
to
can
describe
backstory. It's a
to
flashback.
backstory, and it gives you a fudge die. It allows you to reroll with an extra d6.
I'll foil. I didn't talk a lot yet, so I don't feel bad for talking. At this point. So I think as Jasper kind of swings this pick like a bat, you are kind of I don't know how flashbacks work. I'm gonna just run with it.
Run with it.
He gets a kind of flashback to his teenage years when he was down in is there New Mexico yet? He's from around that area.
I know we mentioned Albuquerque last
We did mention
time.
Albuquerque. So yeah, we could say New Mexico territory is around.
Yeah.
We're playing fast and loose with history, so
Yeah. There weren't bone dogs either, so that's fair.
Not that we know of. Maybe we kill them all.
And he is kind of just like really scrawny, like pre-transition, like hair like stuffed into the cowboy hat that's like too big, and is watching some other like local people from the small like settlement that they live in kind of play around like play catch like with a ball and kind of do a baseball-y crickety sort of thing. And then later in the night, you see him kind of trying to get the hang of swinging something and like trying to find the same aggression that he saw men play like sports with that he didn't seem to have yet. And that's kind of what he thinks as he swings. And then I get a fudge die, apparently.
yes, you do. You get to that is exactly it.
It says
So you
Yeah.
can re-roll your last roll with an extra d6.
Put the bullet dice away. It was horrible. Okay, that's already better. Okay, much better. So that's I still add my modifier
Yep,
to the sum of the 3 dice.
correct. You still
So
add your might.
that's a 14.
Very nice. That is a strong result. So you can overpower a strong challenge, or you can cause strong damage to a target, or you can bargain to get a grand result.
No, I will stick with the good result. I'm not trying to push my luck anymore. I would just like to put this thing out of commission. Maybe like I don't think I need to kill it, but if I can bust a leg so it can't follow us anymore, that would be my ideal
So you pick up
circumstance.
this pickaxe and you strike at this thing, and this one shatters into that sort of same dust that you saw the one that Virgil hit sort of disintegrate into. But this one, it cannot. You see the particles trying to reform before they fall still. This one is dusted. For
Mm.
reference, it would take it takes like 2 fair damage or 1 strong damage to destroy these things.
Okay, cool. I think he was like, I'm gonna apologize for hitting it, and then it turned to dust.
It lets out this sort of shriek as it disintegrates.
All right, well, that's me.
All right, who would like to try next? What y'all doing? There's about
Uh,
there's 4 more of these. There's 5 in total.
Oh, there's so many.
there's okay. I think Virgil is at a point where he's starting to feel like, okay, there's a bunch of these things. They are getting closer to us. Have they made any successful attacks against anybody?
Not yet.
Okay.
Oh, Ivy, I don't think you've gone yet, or did you?
Not
No.
since yeah, I think I haven't. That's okay.
We'll let
I'm
Virgil
trying
finish, and
to
then we'll get
figure
back
out.
to you.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure something out. I don't know what to do.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
I think at this point there is because I didn't use, like, my next move wasn't the power, so it fades. I'm going to try and uh do that again.
Use your power.
So I'm going to use a power. I'm going to roll dice to see what I can get.
Sounds good.
There is that warm glow that, again, like, uh not really a glow, but just a heat that comes from Virgil. And I got an 8.
Okay.
So I will then use that for the 7 or more grand design, so that I get +6 towards my next power. So I'm assuming these things are going to get to go and probably attack us, but I'm
Okay.
building up that action. There's that heat that is emanating from Virgil.
All right. So you all sort of feel the area underground. It gets a little bit warmer still. You notice that when you were close to Virgil, it was a little bit warm because you are in the desert, but it is underground, and so it is cooler. But you do feel that heat begin to sort of pick up, and it begins to almost feel like you're outside in the desert sun. And it's that sort of dry heat.
And
As you begin to power up.
yeah,
Um,
that's his turn.
Sounds good. Miss Ivy Bradford.
All right, I'd like to do a power move, so I'm gonna do my power move.
Pow pow.
Pow. I always think of Power Wheels. Anyway, I rolled an 11.
Okay.
That's decent. Let's see here. That opens up all sorts of options.
You can ask questions and give people +1 forward on the results.
Mm-hmm.
Think so. There's is there a devil dog like right up in Virgil's face?
There is a devil dog. They're sort of at this point, they're almost circling you all like sharks. Some are on the roof. There's like 2 on the roof, and then there's one's been destroyed, and there's 2 on the ground, and they all sort of circling you from this circumstance.
Okay. And there's 3 left?
There are 4 left.
4 left.
The
Okay,
one that Virgil overpowered sort of disintegrated and then slunk back into the darkness where it reformed.
reformed. Okay. Okay, I am going to ask questions. I think that's more useful. First of all, I would like, how can we use the environment to our advantage?
Okay. So you notice as they circle you, there is a portion of this room that they're avoiding. There is a
Okay.
small beam of light that is coming in from outside that they are avoiding. They're sticking to places where it's deep shadow.
It
And
powers the darkness. Okay. Okay. It's just so Ivy's just gonna say, get into the light. They can't be in the light. And then so that answers the foe's weakness from the environment. So that worked. How can I use my history to take advantage of this situation?
your history. Interesting. I'm someone who's kind of an amnesiac.
But also kind of been around a whole long while.
You
She remembers bits.
remember bits and pieces of past experiences, and you remember a time when while lighting a gas lantern, it sparked a little too close and burnt a little too hot. Basically turned itself into it sort of contained almost Molotov cocktail sort of deal. And you do notice that there are a couple oil lanterns on the ground here. If you could light one of them, you'd probably have an extra weapon to use.
Okay. All right. And then third, and then we also don't forget, me and my friends carry +1 to act on each of these answers. So if we act on going to the light, if we act on making the lantern cocktails, and then what is a danger in here that could hurt us?
The dogs, obviously.
She's looking out for her friends.
But from further down the cavern, you hear a larger noise.
Great. A big dog. Clifford.
A big
Okay.
boy.
Clifford.
All right.
Big
Clifford, the
red
big dead dog.
Oh my god. Not
So
Clifford.
yeah,
What have
so
they
then
done?
Ivy will holler out, there's something else coming up the tunnel. Grab the lanterns as we head to the light. And that's the end of my and then yeah, next turn she'll try to grab those and
Okay.
do that.
Sounds good. And now the dogs are going to act.
Uh-oh.
I want Genevieve,
Hi.
Virgil. Actually, we've got 4 of them left, and there's 4 of you. I would like each of you. Each of you could make me a test to elude.
Sure.
Of course, yeah.
I'm just gonna mute myself real quick so that I can.
So
False alarm.
are we taking the one forward with this to leave or to grab the lanterns, or the roll is just for running?
So you get +1 forward if you grab the lanterns to and light them on fire to use as a weapon. You get +1 if you move towards the light.
Okay.
And you get +1 if you prepare for the large thing that's coming to engage that. If you choose to engage that. Or if you choose to flee from that, you could get a +1 as well.
Okay, so I got a total of 13,
Okay.
but I rolled doubles. If that oh wait, I think the doubles
Doubles
is only
only
for our
affects your
power set.
powers. It
Okay,
Yeah.
doesn't
cool.
affect. It doesn't affect these rolls.
Cool. So yeah, I got a 13.
I got a 5.
A 12.
I got a 7.
Ooh. Okay. So, those that got poor results, that would be Genevieve and Miss Ivy. You are going to take 1 point of stress,
I
and
see.
I would like you to roll on your stress table, please.
This is the cool part.
Jasper and Virgil, you sort of both dodge out of the way of this. I think Jasper, you take the pickaxe and you sort of shove it into the side of this thing to knock it off and out of your immediate vicinity. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you can. That's one of the things you can do. You can move, or you can evade it, or you can assist a friend and give them +1 forward on their next appropriate roll.
With my success on this roll.
Yes, with your success on this roll, you could either evade or move through a fair challenge, which these are, or you can assist a friend giving them +1 forward, or you can bargain to get a strong result.
Can I assist Genevieve since Becca rolled a 5?
Sure, it won't help Genevieve on this roll, but it'll help Genevieve on the next roll, which is going to be the stress test.
Okay.
I will do the same for Miss Ivy.
Okay, sounds good. What did you roll, Virgil and Jasper, again? Just real quick.
I rolled 12.
12, and it was a 15 from Virgil?
No, it was a 13.
13? Okay, yeah. So you got a strong result.
Awesome. For my stress, I got doubles.
Oh my.
So I get to remove a stress point from myself, and then I tell everyone about something similar that I suffered in the distant past that was far worse than this. That's pretty easy for Ivy.
So
BRB, trauma dump.
one of these creatures comes and it sort of knocks you down and chomps into your arm.
And as it chomps, it's kind of like Superman trying to get a needle, and the needle keeps breaking. The chomps just don't do anything. You see they're kind of tearing up her the shirt that she changed into. It's kind of a men's work shirt. It's a blue denim color, and it's like it's getting all torn up, but nothing's happening to the skin. And as part of the stress, so she's gonna say, I've been attacked by packs of dogs several times, and it still doesn't do anything. And that's the end of that stress.
Trauma dump in the middle of combat. We love it.
As one does. I got a 7, so nothing. I'm just used to, I guess, a dog biting me as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So, you subtracted your new. Okay, yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've rolled a 9 minus 2. Yep.
Okay, sounds good. Nothing. This dog bites you, but bites at you, but you managed to sort of shrug it off.
Oh, get
and sort of kick it to the side. And what do you all want to do next? Who wants to go next?
Well, I don't know if we're going by an established order or not.
Not really.
Because if we are, I'm going to let y'all go, but I've got a plan. Hi, Raiders.
Hi, Raiders. Welcome in.
Can I go again? Since
Yeah,
we're kind of
absolutely
doing this like loosey-goosey.
Yeah, feel free.
So then as we kind of, I think all try to make our way towards the light, Ivy is going to, seeing that her friend Virgil is doing his thing, she is going to use her mindfulness, and I can have any result for this, so I'm just not going to roll. And I'm going to give, is that how, or is it I have to, oh no, I have to have up to 4. So I'm going to roll my power dice so that I can try to give Virgil my mindfulness.
Okay.
And I got doubles. God damn it. I got a 4, but I got doubles.
An event.
Okay.
Either
All right,
sacrifice
event.
mindfulness or lose 1 power die, gain +1 fancy cash, and +3 back to your last power roll.
Oh.
Oh, I see what it's saying.
So you either sacrifice your mindfulness, or you lose 1
Which I
power
don't.
die, get +1 fancy cash, and +3 back to your next power roll.
Well, I don't have mindfulness engaged to sacrifice. So I have to either lose a power die, gain a +1 fancy, and +3 back to my last power roll.
So does that
All
mean
of
like
those things.
this power roll that you just rolled, you get a +3 back to it?
No, I think
No.
Because-
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it would
Because
be
it's his last power roll.
yeah.
Yeah. You would get +3
Okay.
to it, but you would also lose a power die for the future because you don't have mindfulness.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Which, if you get +3 to the back to your last power roll, you would have had a +10, or 10 plus, I believe.
I think
Well, I would have
No,
had
you
a
had
4, right?
Wait, you had
I would have it a
you
14,
would
right?
have
If we're doing
14,
that
which
one.
which allows you to inflict grand damage on a target.
Or would it be on the one I just rolled?
Just the one you just rolled, I think.
Just
Mhm.
rolled. So
That
then
was the last
instead of
roll.
the 4, it would be
A 7.
7.
7.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll do that. So I'll lose the power die because I
Okay.
have to.
Mhm.
I gain +1 fancy cash, so I'll throw that in. This is fun. No, I wanted 2. Come along, little bird. There we go. 2 goes there. And I get +3 back on, so that makes it a 7.
Mhm.
And so I am going to I was gonna do mindfulness, but since I feel like with that roll, I will instead inflict strong damage on the target. So I think concerned about her friends and these new friends and everything that's going on, and she's still carrying that pickaxe. And I think that she just takes it and kind of just swings it around in a circle. And in a way that she accidentally like kind of hits herself in the side because it's kind of free.
Accidentally?
Yeah, accidentally. And so she axes herself, and no questions this time. Yeah, and like hits a target and just like boffs it with some strong damage.
Heck yeah. So you are able to knock one of the dogs, especially the one that sort of attacked you and ripped your work shirt. You take this pickaxe and you smash this thing, and it shatters into dust, shrieks, and does not reform.
Excellent.
Nice.
All right.
Okay. I've got a thing.
Oh.
Yeah. So
What is the thing?
after Ivy insisted that we all run towards the exit, but also point out the lanterns on the floor, or that were there.
Yep.
Virgil looks back at the light and looks back at everyone and just like, get to the door, as he walks forward and picks up one of those lanterns. And I'm going to use my demiurge power here.
And I think you also have +6 forward to it, if I'm correct, because you chose
Yes.
Grand Design last time.
And
Yes,
+1
I did.
for using a lantern.
Yes. So that's +7. 2d6 +7.
So I rolled doubles.
Oh.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to take the stress, but I guess maybe I should resolve this first.
Resolve this first.
So I rolled 8. And so if that's +7,
That's 15.
that's yeah. Using my element inflicting grand damage on a group of targets and causing havoc.
Okay. Yep.
So I think uh there is, as Virgil walks forward and he looks back, there is this glow in his eyes as he scoops up the lantern, and then with his knife he slashes at the container in front of him, holding it towards these creatures, and there's a spark
And this kerosene
as
bursts out.
absolutely
And you
this
all watch Virgil immolate.
Ivy just shrugs.
And you see these flames begin to sort of engulf these creatures, who all begin to hiss and shriek and all turn to dust.
Hmm.
And there is now a fire burning in the center of this cavern.
My man.
A fire that is made of Virgil.
It should be
yes.
all right. Don't worry, Mrs. What's your
Roy.
last name again?
It was Roy.
Mrs. Roy. Don't worry. Virgil will take good care of the fire.
All right, so take your stress.
I rolled a 9, which brings it down to 7,
Okay.
which is nothing.
Okay.
So I think, if I can, I don't know, like, Virgil, there is this burst of fire that comes from him and from the kerosene that lit up this cave. There's almost like an explosion, I imagine, because of the havoc. And I think everyone else sees the flames that are on Virgil begin to turn from red to this deep crimson down to black and begin to fade off of him.
Till all you see are just trails of smoke coming off the back of Virgil.
And after that, I'm gonna step back because I don't know if the big guy's coming now, but I did all that just to blow up the little ones.
All the little ones
They
are
know
gone.
we're here.
And go ahead.
No, that just stunned. Mhm.
All right, what do y'all do?
Maybe we should back up.
Into the light, you're saying?
Into the light.
Into the
Think
light.
so.
Right.
Is there any way we can kind of hide?
You're kind of in a big open area. The only real way to hide would be to go back outside. Coming from the center of that sort of three-pronged cavern arrangement, you can see another larger glow. This large set of eyes come down the tunnel, skittering.
I mean, we could slip into one of the side ones and see what it does when it gets out here.
You're
Yeah.
allowed to act fast, whatever you decide to do.
Let's do that.
All right.
Back in.
You're going
Back in.
So you moved back towards where the light is.
Mhm.
So are you, because it's there's the tunnel that's dead ahead. That's where the thing's coming from. You're going to the left or the right?
Left.
Yeah.
Left.
Left.
Yeah.
You all sort of duck to the left, and you see this large head of this creature come out, almost like a centipede with a strange dog-like face that begins to sort of skitter and come around to the top of the cavern and begins to sniff the air. You see these large
Um,
yellow eyes, almost
Sulfur.
insect-like, almost that compound eyes that you'd see on a fly.
okay. I've I've got an idea, but I do want to see if somebody else does something first.
Um, Miss Roy and Jasper,
Mhm.
are y'all doing?
I'm not looking to make a move on this thing until it moves, especially if Virgil has an idea. I think I'm just staying as still and as quiet as possible.
I think, yeah, I'm kind of just looking at it, trying to figure it out.
Okay, I'm gonna ask all of you because you are trying to hide from this thing.
Uh-oh.
Um,
So we're trying to hide,
this
right?
is gonna be an elude check again. This is you using your coordination to solve this problem.
Okay.
Okay.
See how elusive you can be.
We have a 10. Mm-hmm.
Got a 12.
10.
5.
Right?
Okay.
Ivy trips on her skirt. Whee!
Now I will let you know that this is a strong challenge.
Do we still get that +1 or whatever going forward from the Ivy warning us about the big awful thing?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Then I don't know,
6.
+1.
You're
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so then I guess +1. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I was just
does
asking.
anybody hit a 13?
Yes. I hit a 13.
Okay. Genevieve, you sort of like slink a little bit deeper into the shadows of this tunnel.
It's
Anybody?
my all black riding wear.
Yep, the black morning gear that you wear serves you well in this case, and you are able to slink into the shadows a little bit better than the others. Anybody that rolled below a 13, you see yourselves reflected for a second in one of these compound eyes. And as you notice yourself reflected, especially you, Miss Ivy, you see the head almost turn unnaturally, kind of like an owl's, towards you, upside down. And this thing
Yeah.
hisses, howls, and then begins to try and bear down on you. What are y'all doing?
Can I try a power?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I have from my Providence, I still have a plus 1d6
You
forward
sure do.
to this roll, so I'm gonna do it and see what happens. So, okay, when I roll 3 dice, what happens when I get doubles?
Then
Event.
the event happens.
Then it still happens? Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Then I don't have my tractor up, so I'm going to lose a power die, gain 1 warding cash, gain +6 back to this roll, and havoc happens.
Okay. So what was the result of your roll?
So the results of it was an 11. So now it's a 17, I do believe, if that's math.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to inflict grand damage on a target, and then until my next turn, my friends get plus d6 forward to resist that target.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what this happens and how this looks like as you step out of the shadows in front of Miss Ivy as this thing
Yes,
bears
Mrs.
down.
Roy.
I think like as I step out from the shadows kind of follow me. Um, Probably taking the form of, I would say, like 3 spectral figures that like lunge forward towards the creature. I would say going for the eyes for it as I like kind of like just in a blur, kind of like step in front of Miss Ivy, and they just like like swarm behind me and then flow out towards.
And you see these things sort of these shadows almost pass into this creature, and then you see the shadows from the darkness. Shadows from the darkness. God, penetrate this creature, and bursting out from this creature is nothing but light. As it howls, shrieks, and also begins to turn to ash that floats upwards.
Floats upwards.
And then dissipates. You one-shot this thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you all sort of stand in the quiet now of this tunnel, the echoing, you can hear the echoes of your like breath from this fight. Genevieve, those shadows are still clinging to you.
Like,
And all of you can see the three shadows that have rejoined Genevieve.
I just kind of turn to them and I'll just go, sorry to bring you back here. I know it's not the most pleasant place to be.
Well, it looks like we're not the only ones with abilities.
Mm? It was a very impressive display. I do say I was not expecting it. It was very impressive.
Well, is there anything else here?
I don't know. I don't know if we care on going further, but there's a lot of information. Also, that body that's now charred to a crisp over there on the floor, that was one of the cast iron gang.
What do you
Before
mean
they
that
got
was one of the cast iron gang?
that was whatever the hell his name was, Cliff Stansley. You were you in town for Cliff Stansley? Mm,
I recognize the name though.
yeah.
I just was under the impression that they had all skedaddled.
As was I.
Well, apparently they were hiding up here.
Great
Potentially.
hiding spot that made.
Did you have any idea of this, Mrs. Roy?
Of the what weird
That they
dog
might be hiding up here? No, that
Oh.
the cast iron gang might be up here.
Uh, I mean, I knew that I didn't suspect that they would be so close to town if they were still around. I knew they were not dead. Obviously, everyone knows that. It probably would have bothered me more if they were dead.
Well, I think, since we came all the way up here, I definitely want to look around a little bit more since it seems like we've cleared the immediate threats.
Potentially that door might have wandered off to somewhere. We could find it. Are my shadow's still kind of just there.
They're still hanging around.
I kind of like keep looking back at them and I just kind of go on.
They're not going anywhere.
Are those friends of yours?
Do they have like specific shape?
Yes, one is a little bit taller than you, takes more of a masculine form. There's one that's slightly shorter than you, a little bit more feminine shaped. And then there is one that looks almost like one of those dogs, but more like a healthy wolf shape.
I pet the dog. Have I seen this dog before? Whose fucking dog is this?
You might have remembered a childhood puppy.
Yeah. All right. I mean, these are all family.
I
People
think
say I'm weird.
You're not that weird, Jasper.
That's not what I said. I said people say I'm weird.
well, that's good enough. I
I'll
think
pet the dog.
Can
while
you pet the
you're-
dog?
I'm gonna try to
Yeah.
pet the dog. We'll find out. Anita, can I pet this dog?
The answer is yes.
Yes.
Yes, you can always pet the dog in this game.
Yes.
Wild. Wild.
Any
the
one of you wants
dog.
to pet that dog? It'll feel a little bit weird, but Genevieve, you pet that dog. You can almost like, it's almost like the memory of petting the dog while you're giving the scritches, and
Yeah.
there's like that one leg, the back goes up.
Did we want to head further into the mines now?
I want to take a good look around this room.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe
Um,
we should take a small break.
I want to grab one of
That
those
too.
knives.
Mhm.
Would this count as a segue point?
I think it would count as a segue point.
Okay.
Tell us more.
I would like to spend one of our field supports to remove some stress.
Absolutely, you can. You grab the lunch that was provided to you.
Oh, the treachery
Our
lunch.
lunch.
Grab that packed lunch and you start like eating this. It's a really good sandwich.
I think looking at it, it says I could spend one tick, which I'm guessing a little bit of time, and a field support to roll, and plus my current stress.
Mhm.
And I got with this 8 plus 2 would be 10, so I can remove up to 3 stress points.
Okay.
So
It's a really
I'm-
good sandwich.
Yeah, this is
I've been playing too much Pokemon.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're evoking Scarlet Violet right now.
yeah, this is a good sandwich. Y'all should take a break too.
Okay.
This one has good shiny power.
Yes. Are we
Oh.
all
The bitter
taking
herbs. Okay.
we all
So
taking
wait, do we
a
all?
field?
It's got some
To-
Herba Mystica on it.
If we do it, we all use we use 4 of the field support points that we've got, leaving us with 3.
When do those replenish?
I think they replenish.
And you roll. You roll to how many yeah, page 122 in the book.
Page number.
There's all sorts of stuff. It's 119, but that's all the stuff we can do in segues. You can change your caches. You can trade your caches. You can remove stress, which is an official thing. Increase power. Recover a lost character. Whew, not yet.
Oh my god.
Bring someone back and play. Travel a great distance. Canvas an interview. Get rough. Oh yeah, we can get
Okay.
rough with somebody. Check out the archive. So there's all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, when do we regain these field supports? The end of every
I think
Every
the end of
session?
session.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Heck yeah. I'll
Yeah, hell yeah.
might
Let's
as well.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
saw.
because we came in with stress.
use it or lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so during a segue, you spend a tick and 1 field support. So what are the ticks?
I just think a measure of time.
Yeah. I think at this point we could all probably do that. Would it all
Yeah.
count as the same tick?
Yeah, it would.
Okay.
And then 1 field support. So each of us could do a field support and then you roll.
Yes. And plus your current instead of minus.
So that's pretty cool.
So I got a 9, so I can get rid of both of mine.
I got a 7. Yeah, I can get rid of both of mine.
Does stress kill us?
Or one.
It makes it easier for the game to kill us.
Yeah.
Okay,
because
great.
If you roll 0, I think you're automatically out.
Oh, good.
Cute.
So if like that snake eyes roll that came up earlier, if you had gotten that with 2 stress, you'd be out of the scene.
Yeah.
And then we'd have to use a segue to come and get you.
Okay.
Yeah. For 0, chaos reigns. You must immediately make your It's yeah, it's reigns for you've all got your stress things, and if you roll a 0 on your stress, it does uh you have to be recovered later by your team.
Mm.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, physical stress. Yeah, it says you were out, so physical stress could knock you unconscious, collapse. You won't be participating in the story until you could be recovered at the next segue. So, like,
Jesus.
yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't die. Heard.
Yeah.
That's always the goal. I
That's
think.
generally the goal.
Mm.
Okay, so we got 3 left.
All right.
And I
Is some of this
suppose
dust still around? I know we're resting,
Uh,
but like, is there dust about?
it almost looks. You can sort of see it, but it almost looks like you know how when there's motes of dust flying
Yes.
in sunlight?
That it's not really
Mhm.
like something you can grab.
Not
It's just like
really.
it's there.
It is almost like an atmospheric effect.
Interesting.
You can try maybe like grabbing some in a bottle like a firefly.
Like a what? I would love to.
Nothing.
I would love to grab some like say potentially a firefly. We're waiting.
Yeah.
Any little drop of a firefly.
I didn't say anything. What are you talking about?
If I collect enough
Nina's
dog
10:30 at night, please.
if I collect enough dog motes, I can make one firefly. I combine them together. I need
collect
10
enough
motes
dog
of dog,
motes.
and then I can make a firefly. Combine them. It's a crafting thing.
Something you would not believe your eyes.
What?
Okay.
You haven't even got to
I
the
think-
fireflies yet.
Right?
We're too busy killing dogs. Well, dusting dogs.
Dust dogs. Dust devils.
Yeah. Are they still here for this? After this segue, or are my shadows still here?
They hang around for a little bit, but eventually they.
But before they leave, I'll touch the masculine one. I'll just give him like a shoulder pat. You're so strange. I know who this is, I assume.
Yeah, you can hear. You can be like, you did good. You did a good job.
I think this would be the
Thanks.
perfect time to actually use one of my caches.
Hmm.
So
Which cache?
we're about to explore the mines a little bit more, right?
Mhm.
So I think at this point, I would like to use a summoning cache.
Okay. What do you intend to do with the summoning cache?
What I want to do is I want to have this cache basically help me scout this mine. Like whichever path we need to go
You want like a
on,
little summon buddy?
I want it to go on the other way. I want to get a layout of this place.
Okay.
So even hell, maybe we could do this while we were doing a tick.
For sure. Virgil, if you could quickly just DM me, I'm just gonna send you a quick DM. Just let me know the
Secrets.
answer to this.
Oh, I love it.
Okay. No, I think you actually answered this question last. You answered this question in our DMs last time.
I mean, I can always answer it again.
Yeah, I'll just I just sent you a quick DM in Discord if you want to check that real quick.
Discord. I'm howling at the moon.
I was gonna do the same thing, and then I was like, I'm not gonna do that on air.
Wow, okay.
There's a reason we fall in love every season.
Yeah.
It's true.
Spoiler alert. Hey,
Wow, this is interesting. The trade your caches? It's really interesting.
So if you want to like swap out a cache for a different cache.
Yeah, but you roll. It's like you ante up and then you roll. It's like you're almost like you're
The
Games.
I
gambling.
gave
There's a lot of gambling
caches. I don't
mechanics
know
in
if I
this.
regain those.
So at the start of each session, you get +1 to your ones that you get from your.
Oh, to the original ones?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yay.
So you just like keep building them up the more sessions we have. So
Oh,
like theoretically,
that's-
if you don't use any by the end of it, like you'll have 6.
But you should be using them. Like, you should be going through them.
I don't know how to use my
Oh.
personnel cache. They're not
Every
here.
session we add another.
It
How this
says
just became game mechanics.
you start each session with what +1 blank and +1 blank.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I want to swap out some of my fancy somehow.
We can
For,
trade
like,
stuff.
Being sneaky or like I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Okay.
Okay. So Virgil, you sort of set down and create this little circle in the ground. And you place a few key items at the cardinal points. You pull out a compass to make sure that you're facing true north, and you set everything up in such a way. You then take that small knife out. Is it okay? Is anybody is everybody okay with cutting? Like pinpricks on fingers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
You poke your thumb a little bit so that and you also anybody that's paying close enough attention would notice that it's not really blood that comes out, but small drops of ember. Like molten. It sparks the circle. And sort of crawling up from out of this little summoning circle is this this tiny
Cool.
little lizard. Like a little black lizard with little veins of molten rock, like fire, underneath this sort of mottled skin that looks like lava. And it looks up at you expectantly.
I give it a few pets, and then I whisper to it, probably in a different language. And then I send it off.
And do you hear as it begins to sort of skitter down this hallway? A little less unsettling than the last thing that did, but it's still like it almost moves like a monitor lizard, just like that really fast lizard run down the hallway.
Okay.
Okay.
That's cool.
And it moves down the right hallway very quickly and disappears from sight. You can see that little, almost like a little trail of like someone running with a torch. There's a couple sparks that follow behind. Pokemon's on the brain. I think it looks like a Salandlit.
My job never ends. It's just all the time.
I think Virgil just looks back at everybody, not quite expectant, but just more on the lines of like, are y'all about to say something at this point?
Miss Ivy just winks at you and smiles. She's seen this before.
Lower the brim of my hat and give you the kind of like I'm looking the other way because I understand kind of vibe.
Hello, Reckless.
I'm like looking directly at it, but I'm still like flanked by my shadows. I just like give you a look.
How many ticks have we used and how many more do we have?
I think you just used one.
Probably just one tick, but I think we've got.
Well, I know what I want to do. I want to use the change your caches for a tick, and then I want to increase my power for a tick.
Oh, so
Okay.
you want to take a longer time to rest in this place?
And it'll take a little bit for your little friend to come back with response.
Okay.
Okay, and we also spent ticks for the removing the stress. But
Yeah.
so I want to, so during the change your cache, we just spend one tick and everybody can do this in any order, any number of times, all of these things. So what I want to do during it is I'm going to spend 3 fancy to put an extra field support into the common pool. And that puts us back up to how many, Omnis? Does that put us back up to, okay, that puts us back up to 4
Yeah.
out of the
Yeah.
7?
Mhm.
Okay. So then I'm going to use that one. So then I don't see if there's anything. You guys can do anything you want.
Anything I want.
Well, I mean, of these things, of the
Oh.
changing of, you can spend any number of points from the common to increase your own caches. So 1 for 1. But I don't know how many are left. But I'd like to use 2 of the 4 if that's okay, because I put one of them to make it 4. If that's okay with everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do the increase of power. So I roll all of my power dice plus an ante. I only have 1 right now. Plus an ante, which would be the 1. So that's another die. Oh, plus I was going to add the extra one. So 3 of them. And I'm trying to get more power dice as we go in.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes.
Let's find out.
Oh, whoa, I rolled 3 6s.
Jesus.
Uh,
Okay. That's all of them.
So that's transcending. First of all, it's 18.
Woo.
So I'll lose my ante, which is fine. We lose the 2 power, but I get 3 power dice going forward.
Okay.
And then the doubles, we gain 1 field support.
Hey.
But other entities have become aware of me and my power. So I think the way this happens for Ivy is she kind of like there's definitely like a closing of the eyes. And I think I like that it says cast the stone and the pool ripples. I think that's the first time I've really ever had any idea about how Ivy exists. I think you see her entire body kind of ripple for just like a second, almost like something kind of going out of phase. Like it's just like this entire like ripple and then it's done. And she just opens her eyes and kind of, all right, that's better.
Okay. I'm just gonna write down a note real quick for no reason at all.
Yeah, I
Oh.
loves it. I loves it.
You could have kept that to yourself, but instead you told all of us. I just
Yes.
want everyone watching to know that.
I want you.
Yeah.
I want everybody to know that I like to fill my player characters with dread.
I
You
love it.
did threaten us before the session. There were threats that we were in danger.
We were in danger.
I let everybody
We
know
are
that
the
I had
danger.
no prior commitments to this, and that gave me the chance to have my full GM attention on this session.
And then we like wiped out all your dogs instantly.
I mean,
I took care of 1 dog. Okay,
Sorry.
one
listen,
dog.
you were doing things the
you did
right
a hell of
way.
a
We
job with
still,
that dog, though.
yeah, I
I
still
feel like
think
I needed to whip out all the powers for that. Maybe I was wrong.
no. Virgil still thinks that you're just a normal person.
Wow.
Like the moment you start doing some wild stuff, Virgil's
What do you
like,
mean we're all normal?
All perfectly
So
normal.
We are literally so
normal.
normal.
absolutely.
You all begin to hear skittering coming down from the left. The left.
Of the one we're
tunnel.
in?
The one that you're in.
Oh my god, we're still in here. I thought we like transitioned. Oh god, we segued.
You said
I mean-
you said you were taking a little bit, but
Like a little break.
coming down from the left tunnel, you see this little trail of fire
Oh, okay.
as this little buddy comes skittering back.
Oh, okay, good.
A
and
good
sort of-
skittering.
Comes up and like sort of puts the little front lizard legs on you, Virgil, and looks up like uppies.
I 100% like pick him up and put him on my shoulder.
And then there's a little whisper in your ear. But I'll DM you the answer to this. I'll let you decide if you share this
Secrets.
information.
Secrets. I love this style of gameplay. This is amazing.
I want secrets. Anita.
No, you're gonna say that and then you're gonna regret it.
No, listen. If I'm gonna get this is horror, right? I want to suffer.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there was some. Wait, he came out of the left tunnel. Interesting. Virgil's already putting two and two together.
All right. There's the answer. You hear this little. You all sort of hear this little lizard on Virgil's shoulder. Sort of almost like animalese, but deeper.
When it's one of the cranky villagers talking to you.
Underdark
I
animals.
100% headcanon that my buddy sounds like this.
Yes.
Oh my lord, there he is.
The boy,
You're so right.
but a lizard.
Got my little static boy.
Such a deep voice on that one.
Yeah, he's great. One of my first villagers ever.
Oh.
Anyway, I look at Genevieve and I kind of narrow my eyes for a second. Do these tunnels loop around on each other?
You would know that, yes, they do.
Yeah. It's not always the safest to only have one exit of your tunnel.
Fair enough. There are things on the walls we might want to look at before we head back.
Like living things on the walls, like writing on the walls, corpses hanging from them, erotic novels. What are we talking?
Symbols.
Oh, those kind of things.
Yes. Where'd all that come from?
Where'd all what come from? I don't know. I already saw one corpse. If I was expecting to see another corpse, I would like to know of it beforehand.
Corpses are fine. I'm wondering about the erotic novels part. How long have
Oh,
you...
but how long have I what?
Never mind.
I'm just
How high
asking.
up
The
would
the miners get lonely down here, and I know they bring those books in here. There's one I've had to all but outlaw.
That is the true secret of this mine, is that there is an erotic novel book club that takes place.
I keep having to bust their
That
secret
could
library
never
they've
be
got
a
going on.
secret. Like, if that was happening, that would be the talk of the town.
They keep digging out these little sections just to put little bookshelves in.
It's a little free library inside the mine.
The door was really a bookshelf.
Yeah. That's what I was most concerned about, that door, honestly, until it started knocking back. I was like, uh-oh, we got another epidemic of these Christine Morgan novels.
Of all the things I've heard today, I would say that was the strangest. And we just killed shadow spider dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go take some etchings.
I mean, are we all going to take some etchings, or do you want to go down in case? Do you want to go down there by yourself in case there's more of these dogs, or do you want company?
Company would be nice.
I think we should stick together.
Jasper?
I'll stick together.
Good.
You all, the little fella hops off your shoulder, skitters down your front, and then takes off to show you the way to this thing that they found. And you find sort of another, like a little bit of an open area, but it's the portion of the mine where they've obviously stopped digging. It's just the end of where the tunnels sort of all meet and converge. And on the wall, very similar to the summoning circle that you had done to invoke your little buddy into the world, it is a very large one with 5 smaller ones around it, one at the top to and then 2 more. But knowing what you know about summoning circles and the like, these ones are spent.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Can I make a study to like if these are spent, can I try and figure out if these are the circles that were used to summon those creatures that we just destroyed?
Absolutely. Make me a study check. Roll me an observe check. So give me 2d6 plus study.
Uh, ooh. So that is 11 on the die plus 4. It's 15 total.
Nice. A strong result. You can ask 3 questions, carry +1 forward when acting out the answers.
Um, so are these sample questions? Um, are these runes, these things that I'm looking at, are these what summon those creatures?
There are 5 smaller ones and 1 larger. Yes, this is what would have summoned all of these creatures.
Okay. Uh, are there still clues here?
Um, you notice that the footprints that were sort of shuffling around the area, they all come to this point. They stop. There was 2 more sets of footprints that come to this point. And you see tattered
Okay.
bits of clothing.
Ugh.
Okay. So I see the tattered bits of clothing. And they vanish.
What vanishes?
The,
Clothing
all the
vanishes?
footprints.
Like,
The footprints stop here.
okay.
Yeah.
And there was 2 sets of footprints coming to this area. You see tattered bits of clothing, and the footprints stop.
Hmm.
That
Okay.
kind of there was the creature coming from above, so that kind of tracks
Mhm.
on bloop.
Yeah, that's very possible.
Chomp chomp.
I think the last question I want to ask.
There's no blood though. Hmm. Curious.
Only Zool.
Well,
Hmm.
luckily enough, I don't have to ask that now.
I'll give you that for free.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask what should be here but isn't. But
Blood.
yeah, 100%.
But you can still ask that if you like.
I think my last question would be, what secret can you tell me about this place?
Hey,
What
this is my
secret?
place.
What secret can I tell you about this place? Normally, Salt is very good at keeping out the supernatural, and this is a salt mine. Something's different about this place, about the energy of this place. Like, it's more than just salt that you can mine here. And you sort of look off to the side and you see some crystals that are jutting out from the side of the wall. They aren't sodium crystals like you would get from.
Okay. Can I take one of those pickaxes and get myself a chunk?
Sure. They're this sort of rich, almost blue-green color.
Interesting.
And it almost glows under its own.
Interesting. Absolutely. Okay. I'm going to pocket this and point out my observations.
Add one summoning cache to your.
Have I seen these crystals before?
You have not. But there was rumors before the mining shut down
Mm-hmm.
that they found something. You weren't quite sure what. Then people started getting sick. Your parents and your husband.
Yeah. I'll just like touch one very gently.
It reacts to you and glows.
I did not like that whatsoever.
Like it
Well, I've got to
almost
try
like
that.
you induced a little bit of energy transfer. Like your very nature pulls a little bit of that
Did that
energy
happen
out.
when Virgil touched it?
Nope.
Oh,
Can I try?
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
How can you not?
Each of
We
you,
all, yeah, everyone touched the crystals that killed
Yeah.
everyone close to me.
each of you touch the crystal.
Well, Genevieve did it. Like we're gonna like
well,
obviously I'm gonna do
I
it.
don't know that that's the case.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Jasper, it doesn't glow for you. Miss Ivy, it does not glow for you. It just
Didn't think so.
glows for Genevieve.
It only glows for you.
That would be something that we should be worried about, Genevieve.
All right. So now that we've all touched it, I should say that there were rumors about something being found in the mines, and then shortly thereafter is when everyone started to get sick, and then, the deaths of my parents and my late husband.
What was the illness like?
What was the illness like?
They were fine until they weren't. And it almost seemed like a piece of them left. Like they were walking around doing their regular business, and then it almost seemed like a veil fell over them. Like there was no joy, there was no. And then eventually they just wasted away.
Instead of the beach that makes you old, it's the rock that gives you depression.
It's like it's like a piece of their, for lack of a better term, it's like a bit of their soul died.
Yeah.
And then their body
Okay.
followed.
Okay. I'm relaying. I mean, they were fine, and then they just started to kind of be miserable to be around and sad and kind of empty, and then they just withered away until they were nothing.
And you think
Hmm.
this caused it?
Well, I certainly haven't found anything else that would have caused it. And I've been trying to figure it out, at least somewhat. Granted, they haven't been very helpful in answering any of those questions, but I also know not to ask them about the trauma that led them to be dead.
Listen, if I had some answers,
It's
I'd
not
let
like
you
they
know.
can
I
die
don't got
again.
nothing, man.
Jesus, good Lord. Sorry. I
Miss
kind of like
Ivy,
turn
you
over
hear a
my.
muttering.
You
Just
startled the absolute shit out of me.
from over Mrs. Roy's shoulder, you hear this muttering. Just slightly out of phase, like hearing a conversation in the next room.
Um,
Do I see the eyes again?
You do. You know where to look now.
Now that the cat's sort of out of the bag, my husband also relays that if he would have, he could have said anything about it. And I gesture kind of vaguely where he is.
That taller shadow is sort of,
That explains
and then it
something.
fades back again.
Thank you. That's my it. Who knows? He's a
Yeah, the
corpse.
departed? Mhm.
Yeah.
Huh.
But you all sort of stand in front of this uh, mystery mural, this sigil, and we're going to take just a quick 10-minute break.
Uh-oh.
But we'll be right back. Talk to you all soon, and be good.
We can light lanterns.
Bye.
Do we want to stay in the mines, or are we going to go back to town and deal with people?
Hello, we're back. Welcome back, everyone, to the next half of our episode, our second episode of Growing of the Dim. I am, y'all, our group finds ourselves in the tunnels in the McFadden mine.
Mhm.
Close, but not quite to Palomino. You all have found another strange set of circles, summoning circles, that you believe found or brought those creatures into this world. And yeah, what are y'all going to do? You've sort of, the mines are cleared. There's nobody really taking up residence inside, which is kind of contrary to what Genevieve told you. That there were apparently people that were taking up residency, and that's what she wanted to clear out. No sign of anybody that's living, at least. What do you do?
Well, we searched the whole place, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Between your little lizard buddy and you sort of wandering through the tunnels, it's empty.
Well, that's a problem.
I mean, footprints leading in, but then none heading out. What, must they all gone through that door?
Well, the door is gone, so
They could have just been eaten by those insects and dogs.
Would have thought there would have been more blood splattered around for that. What were the summoning symbols like drawn with? Was it just like chalk, or was it like something like sus like blood?
Something sus.
Okay. Like blood or blood?
Blood.
Okay.
You would presume probably from
The corpse.
Was it Clive?
Cliff.
Cliff
Stansley.
Cliff Stansley.
Clive is someone else.
Clive is
Yeah,
someone
We
else,
have,
that's
we
right.
have Clive,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm
Clive
I'm
is
at
the
C
the
names,
stagecoach
apparently.
guy.
On my
Yeah.
name list, I'm at C. Need to work my way through
Cliff.
the alphabet.
Yeah. Good old Cliffy.
So Cliff Stansley, you'd presume.
Well, it might be a good idea to at least take him back to town.
Mm-hmm.
That
mean-
is true.
We're pretty confident the cause of death is stabbing. But
Yeah.
just in case there's something else. I'm not quite a doctor, so
Hmm. I mean, is he is he is what am I asking? Becca, get it together. Is he charred to a crisp from the big fiery explosion? No,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
fine.
A little bit crispy, a little bit, but
Okay, but it's fine.
still face down, so still decently recognizable.
Okay. I mean, it would certainly be probably a good idea. It would just be more so not alarming the townspeople when we return with a corpse that's been stabbed 7 times.
I'm sure
Funny
we
thing,
can cover this adequately enough.
um, funny thing you notice when you come back,
Oh, no, not a funny thing with the body.
all the daggers are gone.
Oh,
Oh, dang it. Well, we were sent up here to investigate this, and we're bringing back what we found. I don't think there should be any problem with that.
I hear you and I understand you. Everyone in town already absolutely says what they will about me. If we come back with a corpse from my mind, a murder that has canonically happened in these minds, that does not look great for me.
Ivy's gonna put her hand on
You do
a
know that
rock,
there is
and
a
she's
bounty
gonna
out
take
for
a
Cliff
pick. And,
Stansler, though.
Oh, well.
there you go.
He was a member
And
of the
she's
Cast
gonna take a
Iron
pick,
Gang.
and she's gonna go on her hand. And when nothing happens, she's gonna say, "Then let them talk about me instead."
All right. That's a bit dramatic of a gesture to get the thing I already saw when a dog tried to bite you, because you loudly explained about dogs and how they always bite you.
It's easier to take the attention and then let the others do as they need.
Suppose so. Well, I guess we'll get a bounty too, which is fun.
Well, let's do it then. Let's take him back.
All
Though
right.
I am quite concerned about where those knives went. If no one else is here.
No more footprints.
Take a look.
I mean, you could. Yeah, have a look.
I'll take a look. It's in a book.
Yeah.
Let's
go.
Rainbow.
What's
Meow,
what's
meow, meow,
what's
meow.
what's
Observe.
what's study? Yes,
Okay,
yes, yes.
2d6 plus steady.
Yes, yes, yes. That's going to be a 13.
Ooh, nice. You can ask 3 questions.
Are there footprints?
Uh,
Where'd the knives go?
no footprints,
No footprints, no knives.
no knives.
Well, we know that there are no knives. We're asking where the fuck they went.
No
But
sign of the
there are
knives.
no footprints.
Did the knives grow feet and walk off?
No sign of the knives being. No sign of tiny footprints coming from the knives.
Okay, okay. I have one more important question. No door?
I will tell you what you do see.
Okay, yeah, tell me that first.
You know those little motes of dust?
Oh yeah, are they all over this guy? Like in a very noticeable they've gathered here kind of way?
Yeah. Almost like the minute those creatures were dispelled,
Yeah.
the daggers were dispelled.
Interesting.
Almost like the daggers might have been connected somehow.
Do you sense anything to this, Virgil?
Can I? Let's see. Yeah, let me roll for that then.
Yeah, go for it.
I think, well, actually, I don't have to. I'm going to use one of my powers. Any result, I want to recognize spirits, elemental beings, things like myself, even when they're inanimate.
You do sense, not like yourself, but a different element, shadows. Shadows are thick here, heavy.
On this guy or just in this place?
In this place.
Well, I still have no answer for what happened to this man.
I will also say, Genevieve,
Yeah.
there's that section where the tunnel ended,
Mm-hmm.
but there's also a section that's sort of collapsed and caved in. That's new.
That's new.
Oh.
But I don't like that. That's going to cost so much to get cleared out. I'm going to have to get so many people over here.
Is the collapse and cave-in new, or is the tunnel itself new?
There is a collapsed section of tunnel that is fairly recent.
Okay.
Ooh.
Do you know where that
Yeah.
tunnel goes?
Do I know where that tunnel goes?
Deeper in, as far as you know.
Deeper in? I don't, like trekking around here like every day.
Fair.
I could probably get some people to come clear this out. I would just have to go get them, I presume. Because I'm guessing I can't use a personnel cache if I don't have the person to come get the thing immediately here. Since we are in the Wild West, I can't pull out my Android and be like, beep a boop, get over here.
Well, what you
I
could
can't task
say
grab at this.
is retroactively, you could have had someone on call to come by. If you were gone for a specific period of time, they could show up.
You can either do that or I can try and use another power roll.
I mean, if you want to, it'll probably be faster if you did as such than I get a normal person in here to just kind of move all the rubble.
So,
it also might be a head back to town and gather someone to help you with that.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
It might be, but I have a thing that might work. I'm going to try and use my powers here.
Do it.
Okay. So, I think... Would you allow me to roll twice?
I'll allow you to roll once.
Once, okay.
And I think, didn't you lose one of your d6s?
No, I suffered a stress point.
That's right.
Yeah, that was me.
Okay.
That was also me.
Okay. Well, in that case,
I
I rolled a 4. And what I wanted to do was try and use like a challenge to at least get eyes, like maybe make a divot small enough for my little friend to get through that cave in.
With a 4, unfortunately, it's a poor result. You try to dig away a section of the cave, and more rock just sort of starts tumbling down. If you try to dig it this further, it'll probably send the whole tunnel down on you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Gonna need some help rather. All right.
When we get into town, I can hire some people and send them up here now that the danger is gone.
Fair enough.
Unless you said this tunnel is newer. If this tunnel was something...
The collapse is new. The tunnel is part of
okay.
Part of the cave.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Well,
maybe they collapsed it to keep others out in
one or the other.
Can I go up and listen?
Sure.
As in kind of sticks in my brain. Kind of go up and kind of climb up onto the rocks. Ivy had switched to some sure-footed boots, and she's climbing kind of like she's done a lot of rock climbing, and she just kind of goes up and...
Give me a confront.
Oh. confronting
to
the
the
rock.
moves tab.
This is with your nerve. This is to take initiative and read the immediate situation.
Right. Ooh, okay. I've got some
I'm trying to
noise.
switch it up because y'all are using observe a whole bunch, and I figured I'd.
13.
Ooh.
Okay, ask 3 questions. Get +1 forward for each of the 3 answers.
All right. So I'm looking at those sample questions as ideas too. Actually, I'd like to bargain for a grand result.
Okay,
That
what
would
are you willing
take-
to give me?
What did I get? I had 13. That I don't think I have enough to bargain. Never mind. I don't have 3 things to bargain. I only really have 2.
Okay.
So I'm fine with this. I will ask what's I guess I'm kind of getting up and getting up in it. I think Ivy kind of like really kind of gets in the rocks and is like probably a little dangerously so. And is kind of like poking around. I want to know what's behind here.
What's behind here? More tunnel, as far
Mhm.
as you're aware. Probably going deeper into the side of this mesa.
Okay.
You
Is
do
this
see slightly off. You see a
yeah.
couple more of those crystals maybe peeking through.
Hmm.
Guys, I see some crystals back in there kind of peeking through. So then is this does this cave-in seem relevant to our current mission?
Potentially, but in order to clear it out, you're going to need some assistance probably back from town.
Okay. And then I need another question. Do you guys have ideas for questions
Not
that
really.
are kind of confronting it?
Hmm.
I mean, what mundane threats are here would probably be a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. What mundane threats are here?
Um, the cave-in is fresh, and it's not quite sure. You're not quite sure what's stable right now, in terms of the wall. That's why you'd probably need professional help to get everything sort of cleared out.
Okay.
That's the mundane threat. And potentially more members of the cast iron gang if you weren't able to find like footprints leading out of this tunnel. Where did they go?
Hmm.
Mhm.
Are there footprints approaching the cave-in?
I don't know, Becca.
Do you want me to roll?
No, it's
you want
fine.
me to roll
It's
some
fine. I'll give you that for
ding
free. There
dang
are,
dice?
yes, there are some footprints approaching
Yeah.
this section of cave.
Okay.
How many?
So +1.
There are there are 3 more sets of footprints approaching this section.
3 more. That means we're still missing 1 person. If the cast iron gang is 7 people. Right.
Oh, sorry, 4. You're right.
Okay. Then we have all the people.
That is all the cast iron gang accounted for.
The whole cast is here.
Cast iron.
Well, that explains you thinking that someone's living up here, whether or not that's what was going on.
That's the question, though, that you have to wonder is... Oh, hi, Gut Punch RP. Thank you so much for that raid.
Hello.
Hello.
That's the question you have to ask yourself is...
Oh, it's Dee.
Hi, Dee!
Oh, my lord.
Dee.
That's the question you have to ask yourself is why would they collapse themselves in?
Why would they trap
I-
themselves in there?
Unless they
Unless
were
this-
tricked.
Without,
Or unless
like...
there's something good there.
Or they had another way out.
That's a good point.
If one
Jasper.
random door can show up, why can't another? It's my thought.
Then we need to get in there as quickly as possible to find their other entrance.
All right. Should we head back to town then?
Gotta head back.
Think that's the thing to do.
In any
Yeah,
case, reporting back
we ought
to
to take the
Jennifer or
horses in.
reporting back to Gloria probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
You
I know she set us up though.
But we don't
You
know.
don't.
I know we don't know, but
But we know.
Not yet.
I know in
Not
my
yet.
heart.
you know, but you don't know.
I know.
You don't know what you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You all make your way out of the cavern. It's about late afternoon at this point. Sun's hanging pretty high in the sky, and your horses are still there, chilling,
My
vibing,
horse.
doing horse things.
Oh yeah.
All right,
And you saddle
let's
up
head
and
back.
make your way back to town.
We're bringing the body?
Yes.
Certainly.
All right.
Yeah, we could put him on a horse and maybe double up on Mrs. Roy, you'd be welcome to I could either ride behind you or you could ride behind me and we could use the extra horse to put the body over.
I suppose as such. I mean, Scarlett's a bit of a, what's the word? A finicky bitch, but I love her for that. Jasper, would she be fine with a body on her? I've never, chucked a corpse over my horse.
I think I'm gonna take the body on Raina, and y'all can just ride like normal, all right?
Thank you, Jasper.
Pleasure's all mine, I guess.
Are you sure we could put like the horse?
Let's
we can have the body
go.
on. Oh, all right.
She can carry two people. She's done it before.
All right. You make your way down, up the valley, and then back down through towards Palomino, on horseback. If any of you would like to have a segue, now's the time as well.
Yeah. See if there's anything here.
Because one of the segue moves is it is travel from one place to another.
Unless we're trying to get back quick.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Do we want to go around and see if we can find another entrance?
Jasper, you wanted to do something?
It's not like a segue action. It's just a conversation I'd like to initiate on the ride back.
Sure.
All right.
I want to try to catch up with Genevieve just because I think Jasper has been thinking about the spectral figures or whatever exactly it was that they saw. Hey, I wanted to ask you something.
Of course, anytime. What can I help you with?
Try not to make it too personal, but those things you have, there's something kind of similar, not the same, that I'd heard about before I moved here, and I have heard about it here and there around Palomino also. You know anything about nightmare?
I mean, like the bad dreams that you have?
No. Have you ever? I just figured if you'd seen a dog, then have you ever seen like you can tell that he feels stupid, like trying to talk it out, like a dead horse, but like an alive dead horse.
Have I heard that rumor? Probably.
You have heard rumors of a dark horse that wanders the hills outside of town.
Yeah.
I'm sure if it's supernatural or anything.
Yeah. I've certainly heard of some kind of dark steed roaming around outside of the town.
But you haven't seen it?
Not personally. I mean, I'll be quite frank. It's, I don't spend that much time outside of my home. I'm sure you've gathered that by this point.
And a damn shame, but I have gathered, yeah.
I've taken the hint from the rest of the town that I don't need to be seen.
Perhaps they are just looking for a change of wardrobe.
If everyone is trying to convince me to not wear mourning gear anymore, I will certainly consider it, but by God, I don't think anything that I have that isn't black fits anymore.
I just, all right, this has gotten off topic, but clearly you ain't got to mourn if they're all hanging around you.
I'm not mourning for them.
Uh, well, let me know if you see that if you see that horse by chance. I've just been curious about it. I thought maybe it'd be something like whatever you've got.
I mean, it might be. There's, from what I've gathered, a lot of weird stuff in this town. And by God, it usually seems to find me for whatever strange reason.
I didn't come here just to raise horses. So.
Hmm. What did you come here for? That horse?
That's a story for another day.
I can't wait to hear
He just kind of laughs. He picks up the pace a little bit to see if
it.
you'll follow him.
I'll follow you.
All right, I'll cut that there.
Heck yeah. Any other conversations
Yeah.
you want to have before you hit town?
Can Ivy have heard any of that conversation?
I'll leave that up to the players.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean because Jasper knows that it's like a well known enough thing.
Okay.
I don't think they're trying to hide it too hard.
Perfect. I
Mhm.
just wanted to know if I could log some information or not. Perfect. Thank you much. Don't like to metagame. I think actually Ivy's gonna kind of back up to like a horse, get alongside Virgil, and I think they have a pretty solid. They've been traveling a while, and they have kind of a rundown they do with each other, a little debrief that's probably pretty silent. Kind of a looking at each other like, "You good?"
I think Virgil would probably hold up his hand that's a little burnt, and just kind of shake his hand out, just okay, but not like unscathed by his actions.
Virgil, as you sort of shake your hand, there's little flicks of embers that come up off of it.
I'm gonna need to change soon.
You want me to give that I can. And you know that Ivy's really good with her hands. Not like they're totally platonic friends, but like she's giving you like massages on sections that are like fucked up. And so she's like, here, and she kind of leans over and she's kind of got her legs and she's just holding onto the horse a little bit, like she's done lots of riding. And she leans over and just kind of massages your hand a little bit as we move to try to get the circulation back in it. And I think it's very quiet. As she does so, she doesn't make any nothing about no motion about it or anything. Just kind of goes about it.
Yeah, no, Virgil would allow that.
Yeah.
As they move back towards town, just quiet as ever.
And you
We have a
all,
lot to learn.
you approach town, sort of rises up out of the desert. It's the small buildings, and there's people in the streets, sort of going about their business throughout the day. You can see that sort of a younger femme person comes out of the corner store holding a sort of a bushel that's got like piled with some food and a couple sundries, and walks to another building. You do see sort of there's the new clock tower that sort of stands a little bit imposing out of the rest of the city. Um, it's a little bit of a curiosity in town that some of you, I believe, Virgil and Ivy, you might not have noticed it on your first approach because you kind of came in the back way with the stagecoach. But you can sort of see this sort of standing clock tower. There's a sort of standing sort of on like one of the higher steps. There's a man in a black priest garb holding just sort of holding court with a couple of other townsfolk. He's got this sort of black, like wide brimmed hat, and is sort of just talking with a couple parishioners. And you see off to the side at the Six Dice, you can see that sort of standing on the front porch with crossed arms looking off to the distance, you'll see Gloria waiting for you all to sort of seize your horses and then walks back inside.
Before we get there?
Yeah, before you get there. As though, like, she knows that you're here and she's just going inside to get things ready for a meeting and a debrief.
How far, how close do we get to her before she goes in?
You get with it, you're able to make eye contact. She nods and then she goes back in.
Okay. I don't know how to do this in Abyss, but I would like to roll an insight check.
Absolutely. That is an appeal.
Is she surprised?
So that
is she
is-
surprised that we lived? Yeah.
To question or examine someone's emotional state, you're going to roll 2d6 plus your
All
heart.
right. Give me my heart. Okay, I got some heart. 12.
Okay, so you get to ask one question and take +1 forward on the answer.
Okay. Did she expect to see us return?
She doesn't seem surprised that you
What?
returned.
Okay.
She seems relieved.
Okay. Ivy knows most folks have an angle, and she's just checking on it.
She seems relieved that you came back safe and unharmed, but she does make eyes at the bundle on the back of the horse. Did you wrap up the body at all?
Oh yeah.
Like in just like a piece
Yeah.
of canvas?
Yeah, if there was anything around the mine that we could have used.
Oh yeah, there's a old piece of tarp that was hanging off of one of the
Yeah,
mine carts.
yeah,
You could have fashioned it
if
into
not to obscure it, but also just to secure it to my horse.
easily
It
done.
would have needed to have been wrapped. Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, you're able to almost put it in a little bit of a shroud and tie it.
Yeah, I
hitch
think
it to the back of the horse.
I'll section off towards the stable with the body when we start to come into town, so it doesn't make a parade all the way through the main drag.
For sure.
Should we take the poor fella to the priest? Is that traditional in this town? Or is there a...
There is, though we did not come up with this NPC, there is a dentist/doctor.
No, if I think the man should be buried, even if they were kind of assholes. But I don't know if us appearing from the mines with his corpse is gonna look great on our behalf.
I
He's-
think we were investigating at the behest of the marshal, weren't we?
Then we should have the marshal present it, probably.
I see. That's probably smart. It is unfortunate that you have both met with, at least you, Mrs. Roy, met with such adversity in this town. I am very intolerant of those kinds of interactions.
I've gotten used to it at this point. The first time I was like, oh, this is, unpleasant. And then when it happened the second time, I was like, all right. Well, I might as well just become what they think I am.
And what do you want to be?
What I am is the owner of the McFadden salt mine.
That's not who you are. That's what you own.
And who am I past that?
I can't answer that.
Maybe we just need to find out. I heard you discussing a pardon. I didn't mean to be listening in, but it was wide country. I heard you mention something about all the things that are in your wardrobe that are black are the things that fit you. I also, pardon my look, but I looked you, and you and I think are about the same size. I'm a little shorter, but not by much. I always bring with me a few extra things than I need, and I can re-up as I go. I'd be more than honored if you chose to break your morning clothes with something from my trunk.
I will take that into consideration. Thank you. I will let you know.
Excellent. I'll be here for a while, I think, so at your time. But know that you can come and at least take a look, and I have a lovely bottle or two of something up in the room usually, and actually, you're all welcome to come up if you like this evening. I'm not sure after the events of today we want to sit down in the bar, but I'm sure Gloria would want to talk with us. But after, I mean, we can. Anyway.
Jasper, you sort of duck into the stables. Clive's there. Sort of looks at you curiously and looks at the bundle on the back.
Sheriff's business.
All right. What do you want me to do with it?
Right now, I'm presuming we're gonna present it to a coroner within the next.
Probably Doc Remington.
Yeah, that'll do it, but I don't want to do it until Gloria comes around here. So.
All right.
It just I didn't need to do show and tell.
All right. Well, I'll put in one of the sort of empty tack room. I'll put it in the tack room. We've got an empty table in there I can lay it down on.
I'll help you.
All right. You want to grab one end? I'll grab the other.
You got it.
All right. 1, 2,
2, 3.
And they'll help you take it in. There's like sort of a little back workbench that's in the sort of tack shed that's got the saddles laid out for riding. Sets it down on the table. All right, if you want, I can go fetch the doc, and if you want to let the sheriff know.
Yeah, I'll rendezvous. You can stay out of this if you want. It's not your deal.
It's no trouble.
All right, as long as you don't mind.
I don't mind none. Are you all right?
I'm fine. It's a little bit of a long day. No. We found him like that.
Oh.
Nah. I didn't even really.
Deed was already done before you got. Why'd you bring him back then? Why wouldn't you give him a burial out there? You can tell that he's sort of starting to pry a little, just curious. Nefarious.
We were asked specifically to poke around, so I figured presenting the evidence rather than burying it might be a good idea.
I guess that's fair. All right. I'll run and get the doc. You can go talk to
I'll
Gloria.
wrangle everybody else. Yeah.
All right. And Clive sort of takes off down the street. Like he looks like he's got the cat that got the canary. It's just like I got some juicy gossip.
I tried to keep that as vague as possible.
Council of Gossip.
Everybody loves gossip.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Clive spends a lot of time on the road. Whenever he gets like the hot goss, he likes to spread it around. Tells good stories around the campfire.
Well deserved, Clive. Well deserved.
Yeah.
The group of you make your way into the Six Dice Saloon. And Gloria's sort of standing behind the bar with a bottle and 4 shot glasses.
I will take a seat right at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we made it back, obviously.
You did. Did you get the mines cleared out okay? Did you find anybody there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they found someone,
Okay.
but not all of them.
So there's more than
And
one
we also found
person there?
there was, but now
You're
they're
you're
not.
being awfully vague. Just
Is there anyone else in the bar?
there's a couple
Yeah.
patrons. She's like, if you want, we could take this to my office.
That's probably for the best.
Mm-hmm.
All right. She'll pour each of you a shot.
Mm-hmm.
No sense. And where's Jasper? Gone to take the horses?
Dropping off a piece of
Cargo.
evidence somewhere more private.
Oh, okay. I'll let look at my NPC names.
Cynthia?
I'll let Cindy know that Jasper will be coming up.
All right.
Look out for him. Set him up and
Mhm.
sort of walks back from behind the bar and goes up a set of stairs to one of the upper they would be hotel rooms, but there's one at the far end that's Gloria's office.
All right.
Follow on
All
up.
right.
Gloria brings the bottle. If you want to bring cups.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll ask brain Cynthia. Would it be possible to get some bread or something?
Oh yeah,
I-
I can fix y'all up something.
Thank you so much.
I'll run over to the general store and I'll get Kitty to fix you up something.
Excellent.
Mm.
All right, follow up to the office.
And Jasper, when you arrive, Cynthia will send you upstairs towards Gloria's office.
I will join everyone.
All right, so let's cut to the chase. Y'all are being awfully vague.
Cliff Stansley, stabbed with 7 daggers, 5 in the chest, 2 in the shoulders.
And there were shadow creatures, kind of dog-like, and a giant shadow fly.
A floating door with a trail of blood that led into it that knocked. Summoning sigils.
And the cave was a little collapsed.
A cave with
Well, I
4
was
sets of
right to-
footprints heading that way.
Well,
I didn't realize we were just word vomiting everything that happened out on the table.
that was a lot of information all at once. You're saying Cliff Stansley's dead?
Yes, his body is at my stable right now. Clive went to go get the doc to check it out.
All right, good to know. Yeah, Dr. Remington will take care of it, issue the certificate, and we'll find a place. We'll find a place over on Boot Hill.
And it was recent, Gloria. The body was stiff.
All right. Huh.
The
Virgil,
burn was an accident,
Burn.
but
It's an accident. All right.
there was some
You said
fire and it
shadow
got burned.
creatures?
Where the burning came from.
Well, that's...
Well, that's what dealt with them.
It sort of looks at you, Ivy. Well, that's probably that's a good thing that I called you then. It definitely seems like something that's right up your alley.
Never seen anything like that. Have any of you?
Never.
Yeah, you're always one for ghost stories, though. All right. But it does track with some things we've been there was some howling that folks heard.
Those were the things that were howling.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Weren't coyotes at least.
Hmm.
I thought it was them for a minute. It kind of like if coyotes forgot to eat food but could still be alive.
And
That's
climbed
kind
on
of,
walls.
and also dispersed into dust. I know we sound
And then reformed.
Well, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see that like she's sort of like trying to sort through thoughts. I mean, there's been the shadows that have been passing over town too. Lights in lights in the hills, shadows passing over town.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is all connected. There's been something dark these last couple years. Well, at least
Mm-hmm.
you'll get a. I got a bounty set aside for Cliff Stansley.
Well, I think there's one thing I want to know. How did you take care of him the first time?
How did I take care of him?
Mm-hmm. Because if they've always been capable of this, what did you do?
I don't think they were always capable of this. They were just a bunch of overgrown thugs when I dealt with the cast iron gang.
All right.
That's about right.
She didn't go very far.
Oh, I
yeah, they
mean,
only left town by technical standards.
well, last
Pretty
I heard,
confident.
they were over by Beaver. They're
Mm.
running some kind of operation. Them coming back to town is new information that I didn't have before.
Can I make an appeal roll?
Absolutely, you can.
I can only pray.
Appeal. So you're trying to if you're trying to examine Gloria's emotional state. Roll
Yeah.
with heart. 2d6.
7 plus 3 is 10.
Okay, you get to ask one question. Take +1 forward.
Hmm. I want to know if she's holding out on what she's telling me.
Ooh. Okay. So you what? Remind me again what you asked. How she dealt
Uh,
with the cast iron gang, and
yes.
whether or not
Mm-hmm.
they were able to do this before.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And
She
or
said,
are you sort of examining the whole broad strokes of the conversation?
I I specifically asked how she dealt with them before, and she said they were just a bunch of thugs then.
She's telling the truth when she says that they were just a bunch of thugs, and that this whole circumstance, summoning circles and the like, is new.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. So
Uh,
they weren't always able to do
they
stuff
weren't
like this.
always able to do this, but you see like something behind her eyes when you ask about how she did it the first time. She's not telling the whole story, definitely, but she is telling the truth when she says that they were just a bunch of thugs.
Mm.
Virgil's going to take a shot when he sees that. Hmm. All right.
Listen, they were just a bunch of thugs when I dealt with them.
Thugs that
And
ran away from one bullet?
it was a lucky shot, is what it was.
A shot that was lodged into a bank? That shot? That lucky shot? The one shot? Because I
Lodged
heard
into
it.
lodged to the bank after it went through their leader's skull.
And how many of the cast iron gang were there?
7.
Then why did we see 6 sets of footprints aside from, the corpse that was on the ground? Corpse on the ground, and there's 6 other footprints wandering about around its body.
Listen, I didn't know about as much as you did. I thought there were 6 left of them.
They could have recruited
Yeah.
if they were angry and plotting something. Have you heard any sort of mutterings about them wanting revenge or coming back and hurting Palomino?
No, like I said, last I heard they were holed up in Beaver running some sort of highwayman situation a little further north of there. They were trying to strong arm some carts. Ran into some trouble with the marshals, I think.
Have I ever seen the leader around town? Since I can,
You do know Sly Decker.
Okay. He does wander around town.
He did
That's
wander
awesome.
around town
He stopped wandering around town?
after he got a bullet through his face.
Well, but have I seen him since?
No. Hello, Raiders. Welcome in,
Hello.
Raiders from Insight Check. Good to see you.
Haven't seen him since? No little ghosts wandering around?
No ghosts wandering around town. But you do know Sly Decker is, as far as you know, you never really saw the body because it was sort of in that time when, you were keeping to yourself.
Yeah.
You had just recently lost your husband
Mm-hmm.
when the Cast Iron Gang came about.
Does he hang out with the other ghosts around town? Does he like gossip with them? Does he get brunch?
Are you asking?
Ghost brunch?
I mean, I'll try to ask him in a way that I'm not saying that out loud in front of Gloria. I'll take like a drink and just kind of mutter it very, very quietly as I possibly can into my cup as I'm drinking.
Has anybody seen him around town?
I,
No, go
I
ahead.
think at this point, after hearing some kind of like, oh, that one shot, that one lucky shot, and just this incredulity in Genevieve, I am going to do probably the worst thing I can do, and is attempt to make a clout roll.
Okay. Before that, though, I'm gonna resolve the whole thing with Genevieve.
My
Okay,
husband.
yeah.
Your husband's gonna say, I haven't seen him. I mean, not that he would stick around. Not all ghosts have unfinished business.
I think getting shot, but I think he would have unfinished business after that.
Well, maybe, but he ain't here.
Interesting. That's it.
Anyways, you said you wanted to make a clout check?
Or at least
You want to try and compel?
or at least make the suggestion. Like look over at Ivy, look back over at and look back at the sheriff and say,
I get your drift.
we telling the truth? Are we telling everything right now? Because we laid all our cards out.
So are you trying to compel?
I think I'm gonna
help him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna look at Ivy, who can probably say this a lot more delicately than I can.
Okay.
I'm hearing a lot of interesting things about the history of the town. And I feel like Virgil and I have kind of unknowingly walked into the middle of a story without all of the notes.
All right.
Gloria, I am really interested in what's going on here, and I'm not going anywhere.
All right.
But I really feel like I need to know a little bit more about what's going on here. And I feel like there's something else.
Make me a compel check. Roll with
Okay.
clout. And I'd say you can get, I think if, I will allow Virgil to transfer that +1 to you.
All right.
So you'll have 1 plus
15.
forward.
15.
15.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dish.
And I will I'm going to bargain to make it a 16. I'm gonna bargain from one of my offense. And I think the way she's gonna do that is Ivy's just gonna ripple. And I think Gloria has seen that before.
Okay.
And it's just, you know, I think that's going to be and I don't know if that means later a ripple happens and I can't control something or something like that, but that's the bargain I'd like to offer.
So you'd like to make a demand of a grand character?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gloria looks at you all and nods and says, "All right then. All cards on the table." And that's where we're going to end this episode.
Ugh.
Yes.
Thank you all so much for joining us. This has been the second episode of The Growing of the Dim. Episode 2, A Howl from the Deep.
Ooh.
And
Love those
I have
titles.
been your GM, Anita, and we're going to go around. We're going to ask each of our players who they are, where they can find them, and then also get a little after credit scene from each of them. Where is your character at in this moment? What are they thinking? What are they doing? And we'll start once again with Chris.
Well, hello. My name is Chris, or Omnis. You can find me on the internet as Omnis_X on Twitter, OmnisX everywhere else, OMNIS. I do things. I stream. You'll find me tomorrow on my own channel. Uh, I tweet a lot about nonsense every now and again when I remember to tweet. And generally, you can just find me there. As for Virgil, he sees the ripple, knows what's up, knows ultimately that it was a threat. Like, because Ivy doesn't like to fight, but when she does, she smashes things probably with a good amount of accuracy rather than Virgil's wide swings. So he's very interested to see how this plays out as he imbibes some of this alcohol.
Flammable alcohol.
Mhm.
That's
All
probably why he
right.
drinks it.
Next up, Becca, Genevieve, tell me what is going on.
Hello. I've been Becca. You can find me anywhere that I'm worth finding as Cool Armadillo, either with a 0 as the final O or not, depending on a case-by-case basis. As for other things I'm in, you can find me Saturdays over at twitch.tv/GammaZilla for Shadows of Sharn, where I play Galen Lol Morales, who I don't know why I keep doing his voice, because that's not who he actually is anymore. But if you want to know more about that, go figure it out. And then on Mondays, you can find me over at Talking XP, where I play a creepy little guy, just a creepy little bastard who rips his own fingers off. And aside from that, I don't know. I'm doing stuff. Find me wherever.
What's up with
Um,
Genevieve?
And Genevieve, I think, saw the ripple, but was more still kind of in her own mind, like, there's a level of annoyance, like, all this shit's going down at my mind, and I'm fucking tired of it. And I just would like, things to be normal, but then still thinking back on like the like everyone asking what she is like like mourning for, and then the who are you past owning the mine, and just still kind of in that headspace more than the actual headspace that is currently happening.
All right. Next up, B.
Hey, I'm B. You can find me as Kind Ranger on the Twitters. Um, I'm just doing this wonderful game right now, and I love it. I love you guys. Playing with you guys is always so awesome. It's
Thank
always
you.
just, I don't know, we're such a good little fan family.
Oh,
Excuse me. Ivy has some stuff going in her head. She has seen, like, she knows that, people don't usually do things like, like there's always a little bit of an angle. And she has a feeling that somebody scoped out the mine and knew more about what was up here before we went up, because obviously we went up there and Gloria did say something about that's why I sent you. So, she's not a fool. Gloria is an old friend, but people change in time. So, she's not all that surprised, but she's not uncomfortable with having to kind of flex uh, a little bit of herself to get what we need, because we tried all the nicest angles. So and this is the nice way, right? This is the nice way. So that's how she feels with that. As far as like she's very, very impressed by Genevieve and Jasper, with the courage of going in, because often her and Virgil have to clean shit up because townsfolks either are too scared or have something, an angle, so they don't want to get themselves into shit. And they are the only ones cleaning things up. So that you guys went in and totally like were right there the whole time in the thick of it is very impressive. And so she has kind of a softness for, the seeing what you two both go through being in town and who you are. And so feels very genuine about, okay, I can do some good here in this town and maybe help some folks beyond, whatever we were kind of maybe tricked into coming to check out.
All right. And last but not least, Max.
Hello, my name is Max. You can find me anywhere that I want you to find me on the internet at Arcane Goth. I'm doing a lot of stuff right now. You can find me in real life at Anime Boston at the beginning of next month. I'll be there. On Twitch, you can find me starting this upcoming Monday for the next few months doing a Crimson Harvest with Take Your Role, which is a dual system game I am GMing that will feature 2 teams of vampires and vampire hunters. You can find me here on Friday with these folks and with some upcoming pre-recorded Court of Blades with Apochromatic as well. As for Jasper, I think Jasper is like a little irked because he's the type that likes to play his cards close to his chest. And instead of that, everybody just started saying all the stuff that we saw as soon as we got to the sheriff of town. And he kind of tried to stop it, but it was already happening. So now he's trying to figure out what they should do collectively moving forward, knowing that there might be like things that the town doesn't know about what is regarded as like the biggest like major event that has happened with this cast iron gang in recent years.
All right. And I have been your game master, Anita. You can find me everywhere online at Panita or at Critical Misses. You can usually find me on Sundays. Well, actually, you'll find me tomorrow morning, right back here for Morning Ritual. And our guest this week is Mirefeather or Archmistress or Archmage of Dice online. I'm very excited to talk with them. Yeah, that reminds me I should probably get to sleep because I've got a morning show. Haha. You can also find me over at Sundays at Pluto Cleric's channel, and then on Thursdays at Cybernation Uncensored for a Star Trek Adventures game. That's it. That's all. That's me. There's going to be more stuff coming up very soon as I am allowed to make some announcements. But yes, that is it. Thank you all so much for joining us. The camera shifts
Oh, yes.
to the darkened halls of the cave. Camera follows in through the mouth, through the tunnel to the caved in section. And the camera goes almost imperceptibly through the smallest cracks in through the other side, following almost this trail of dust as it sort of gathers and begins to sort of coalesce, moving, shifting through the cavern. It reaches a spot, a large open chasm, where it begins to sort of dive, like a murmuration of sparrows, down below into the depths. And that's been me, everybody. Thank you all so much for stopping by and hanging out with us. We're gonna go. Where do we want to?
Spelunking.
We're gonna go spelunking eventually. But we should probably go on a raid. Is there anybody online that we want to go say hi to? Do we wanna take this party on the road, or do we want to just go offline for the night?
I can look.
Who's around?
I am going to sleep after this.
Yeah, we're just gonna head offline for the night, everybody. Thank you all so
Yeah.
much. We will talk to you all soon. Bye.
Bye.
Good.
Bye.